So guys, I'm going to start off by talking about, you know, some key pillars, some key principles of of an IBO's success. Now, the beginning of this call, if you guys have never been on our calls, the beginning is going to be mindset, leadership training, which typically involves more with the marketing side of our business. But I believe some of these key principles are also going to impact you on the trading aspect as well. And so, let's look at, this concept real quick, guys. How do top leaders, grow? How do they get to where they're going? You may not know this, right? But it took 6 years, all right, to dig up the rubble and build the foundation to the new Freedom Tower with where the Twin Towers were. Now, who here has been to where the Freedom Tower is in New York, in New York, right? In the city, the Big Apple, where the Twin Towers fell. Who has been there? And now they have like these beautiful, one of them is like a waterfall that cascades down, right? And here's the key thing. It took 6 years to dig up all of the rubble of everything that had fallen, right? And so here's what I want you to understand. In your journey going to, becoming a 6, 7, 8-figure trader, in your journey to become a 6-figure earner in network marketing, there's going to have to be some digging up of stuff. There's going to have to be a reassessing of the situation just to get to the level playing field of life. And so it's so easy to see some people with massive success at a rapid pace, because what you're seeing is the after effect of all of the garbage being removed first, right? So it's easy to say, well, Matt Rosa took, 1 year, 2 years to become a chairman 100, whatever it was. He became a chairman. What he says is as soon as he started, within 30 days, he was a chairman. That's his story, right? But before that happened, there was years of what I would say eating dirt, right? Living in an efficiency, sharing an efficiency with his girl. At one point, a 1-bedroom apartment or something like that with Jason Brown, right? And so sometimes we look at people's explosions and say, why am I not like that? Well, sometimes you got to dig up the rubble, create a level ground before you can go up. It's the reason why some people come in here and they want to be these successful traders and they see more losses than they see wins. And then they say, well, maybe it's not for me. No, it's not that it's not for you. It's that you haven't developed yourself enough to be a consistent winner. That's all that means, right? And we can relate this to relationships, right? Sometimes, it's like you're in a relationship and it's like, oh man, this doesn't work. But you go find another relationship and realize that one doesn't work either. Then you go find another relationship and you realize that doesn't work. And the only constant variable is you. And so it's easy to blame other people and other things when it's really, you got to allow some of this rubble to be digged up so that you could be balanced, so that now you can grow. If this is making sense, drop a 222 in the chat. Because I think what happens is we fail to realize you will not be successful at trading. You will not be successful at building this business until you deal with yourself. You see, you can't lead people if you can't lead yourself. You can't lead a team if you're constantly upset or inconsistent in responding to people and giving support, right? So you got to understand there's going to be a process, right? And Greg's going to talk about commitment a little bit before he jumps in the charts, but you got to be committed to really getting yourself right if you want to see long-term growth. Now, check this out. Starbucks got momentum after 20 years of being in business. Starbucks did not have momentum until 20 years of being in business. And here's what I'll tell you. My trading is as close to an explosion today as it's ever been. Greg's trading is closer to an explosion today than it's ever been. A lot of the people in this on this call and in this organization are very close to a massive breakthrough. You guys remember, that's what I would always call our team, was team breakthrough, because we were in search of that breakthrough. And I think a lot of us are closer than we've ever been. But here's the thing. Sometimes it takes longer than you want it to take. And Starbucks took 20 years, but now Starbucks is a household name. And listen, I don't really care for the food too much, but McDonald's, when those original creators of McDonald's created McDonald's, they couldn't have imagined what McDonald's would become. So understand that it's going to take time for your foundation to be laid. Now, let me give you guys some key principles or pillars, right, of growth in business, but you could also relate some of these to trading, right? Number one is clarity, right? Clarity. What is the big picture? What am I actually doing? You know, there's trust built on clarity, you know, knowing how much the products cost, you know, knowing how much the monthly is going to be when you're explaining it to somebody, you know, having clarity that this is not a 30, 60-day game. You know, when somebody comes on board, are we talking about 6, 12, 18 months of learning, right? That kind of clarity is going to build trust in your organization and trust with other people, right? Listen to this. Stop thinking of IM Academy as an MLM. Stop thinking of IM Academy as a multi-level marketing company. We need to start thinking of it as a trading educational company. That's all that we are. You know, guys, when I went and got my occupational degree, that thing was built like an MLM. If there was guys that were in there selling these occupational degrees, right? Cost me close to $20,000 for 1 year there, never used the degree. And they get commissions based on selling you the stuff. That's a compensation plan inside of a private university. So stop thinking of IM Academy as an MLM. Don't let people downplay the power that we have as a trading company. Have clarity of who we are and what we are. We are the most prestigious, top-notch, yet affordable trading company in the world. And even when you compare us to $100,000 programs, we still beat them at quality. They don't have the apps we have. They don't have the scanners we have. Okay, they don't have 24/7 live education with over 100 educators that we have, right? It just doesn't exist. So have clarity on who we are. We are a trading educational company. And the beauty of it is, instead of them going out and hiring a sales force, well, they've hired us to go out and do it. Some of us will just get our 2 and free and enjoy the free education. Some of us say, yo, I want to make residual income, and you get to participate in that. So have clarity over who we are as a company and what you are doing here. Guys, there's only 2 things you do here. You trade and you share your trading journey with other people. That's it. That's all that we do here. We don't do anything else. You know, yes, we have some meetings, we have some webinars, but if you go back to the root, it is learning how to trade and sharing how to trade with others. That's it. That's all that you do here. So have clarity and stop overthinking the process. So that was principle number 1, was clarity. Principle number 2 is compassion, right? Having compassion for people, right? Having compassion that people actually need us, and understand that when you share this opportunity with other people, it's because you have a heart to help people succeed. Guys, let me tell you something. You could pray for people all you want, but it's going to be hard to help a person change if they're broke in the street, dead poor, and have no opportunity. The best thing that you could do for somebody is give them an opportunity, right? So get yourself in the right path and invite people onto that right path with you. Have compassion for people by sharing this opportunity with them because they need it. Even some people that you think are doing very well, most people are living very close to the edge. One bad month could head them into bankruptcy. So guys, share this because you have a heart for people, right? Principle number 3, do what's right over what's easy. Do what's right over what's easy. This is a general life principle, right? But staying on the course and doing what's right for people 100% of the time is going to be better than doing what's easy and trying to find an easy way out. Guys, I'll tell you something. When somebody comes into IM Academy now and they want an easy way out, I no longer promise them an easy way out. There is no easy way out. This is tough. You got to be strong. You got to be ready to battle. You got to be committed to win. But if you are committed to win, that's why you can make $100,000 from home. That's why you can make $500,000 from home. That's why you can make over $1 million from home, because you stuck it out. So don't look for what's easy. Look for what's right. You're going to have to pay the price at some point. Point number 4, competency, right? They say that competence creates confidence, right? Competence creates confidence. You know, you're never going to have confidence in training if you're not competent. You're not going to be competent in sharing this unless you know what you're sharing. And so this is going to take homework. This is going to have to take you learning the products, you learning the platform, you watching Go Live education. You know, if you're not going out there and looking to be competent in your trading, competent in what you're sharing with people, right, you're never going to have the confidence to actually lead others. So my friends, if you want to have confidence in trading and confidence in building this business, look for competence, understanding what it is that you're talking about, right? Principle number 5 is commitment, right? And Greg's going to touch on this, right? But it's like you have to have a massive amount of commitment if you want to succeed at anything in life, whether it's your health, finances, relationships, whatever it is, business and trading. You're going to have to find a deep desire to be committed to something, right? Until the very end. And so are you committed, right? Look and search for that principle. Number 6 is connection, right? Guys, connection is key. You know, if you want to market this business, if you just want to get your 2 and 3, right? Understand this, people buy from people that they trust. Let me just have an honest conversation here. If you're having time recruiting even one person, it's probably because there's not one person that really trusts you, at least not in the area of finances or business or in leadership, right? You got to start building that trust with people. And so what I would encourage you to do is begin to develop yourself, develop how you express yourself, develop how people see you, right? Listen, I don't play fake, right? But what I do is protect my reputation as much as I humanly can. There are things that I will not post on Facebook. There are things that I will not post on Instagram. Why? Because I want people to be able to trust me, right? When I approach somebody, I want them to say, man, Steve Max is actually reaching out to me with an opportunity. Let me take it seriously. So make sure that you're connecting with people through building trust. Listen to this. People won't buy if you don't connect. See, nobody wants to care about what you're selling. There's a saying that says people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. I remember when I first got into this company, having meetings and watching webinars and people getting on there and making everything so darn complicated. They didn't care about the newest person. They didn't care about using all this terminology that nobody understood. And so what did I have a heart for? What do I have a heart for now? It's for you guys that are coming in, making things simple and understandable where you don't have to be the most knowledgeable person yet, but you feel included. You feel like you can grasp enough things where you're cared about and the information is connecting to you, right? Pillar number 7, or principle number 7, right, is contribution. Okay, guys, you need to contribute to adding value to your team. This includes, you know, supporting what your upline mentors are doing. You know, if they're trying to throw an event, if they're doing a webinar, number 1, you should be the first person that always shows up. You should also be the first person that promotes it. So for instance, if your leader puts out that they're going to do a call, you should be the first one getting on Telegram and letting people know. You should be the first one messaging your people and saying, hey, there's a call. See, guys, we have this call every single Monday of every week, right? Unless it's some kind of emergency or we're coming back from a big event or something like that, there's always a Monday night call at Same time, right? 10 p.m. Sometimes we used to do 9 p.m., but basically the same time. So you should already be promoting to next week's call. When your newest person starts, are you mentioning, hey, there's a call that happens every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, right? So contribute to people's growth, contribute to the culture of the team, contribute to your mentor's success, and you will see that reciprocated, right? And sometimes, guys, the laws of the universe, the laws of God, you can be a blessing to your upline. And even if you don't feel your upline's being a blessing to you, you know what happens? Somebody else is going to bless you because you don't do this for people, you do this for God. And so in the laws of the universe, as you give, you will receive. We don't give because we want to receive. We give, and because we give, there's a law of reciprocation where it just naturally comes back to you. So guys, some people would say that's karma, right? So contribute to those that are around you. All right. Principle number 8 is consistency. And I talk about this all the time. You know, if you're in my leadership development group, this is probably our number one theme. This is for everybody here, is to be consistent. It's not what you do on one day, it's what you do every day, right? 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week. What do you do every day? That's what's going to get you to the final result. You know, if you're only on calls whenever the team does them on Sundays or Mondays, well, you're missing out everything on the platform because it's running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So find time to be consistent in trading, find time to be consistent in marketing and prospecting, and you will see that multiplies. And this is where this concept, which is focus, comes from. Write this down, the word focus. It means follow one course until successful. Follow one course until successful. It's going to be very easy to do many different things. You got to follow one course until successful. Don't try to do everything. Try to do one thing very, very well. So again, guys, those 8 principles, also called pillars, were number 1 was clarity. Okay. Number 2 was compassion. Number 3, doing what's right over what's easy. Number 4, competency. Number 5, commitment. Number 6, connection. Number 7, contribution. Number 8, consistency. And then, guys, all I will tell you is it's time to start believing in yourself, believing in the process, believing that you're getting somewhere. Hey, let me tell you something. Some of the hardest times to believe is when you take a loss in trading. Some of the toughest times to believe is when you signed or you helped get somebody started and that person quit. But let me tell you something. At the end of the day, if anybody's ever been a chairman, you already know that you can be a chairman. If anybody's ever been a 7-8 figure trader out of IM Academy, you can be a 7-8 figure earner out of IM Academy. So it's already been done. So now it's just time to believe. Guys, company is 6 years in, going on its 7th year, right? Company's not going anywhere. We keep growing, expanding. The platform keeps getting better. We keep getting better. So guys, believe, put these pillars to use, and I believe that you will have massive, massive success in 2020 and beyond. Hey, if you've had any value at all from this, please drop a 222 in the chats right now. If this has given you any value, if you guys have taken some nuggets from this, some points from this that you guys see as valuable, drop it in the chats right now.